Hello everyone and welcome back to a new week of ranked racing in RaceRoom. Now if you saw my video yesterday you'll know that I've just got out of the BMW M4 in the iRacing Sprint series, so what better way to start RaceRoom than by sticking with the same car. The GT4s are at Laguna Seca this week, so it's always an action-packed race here, and it's part of the rookie servers this week, so we're guaranteed full grids and lots of close racing. Now, before we head over to the grid for this one, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to a couple of YouTubers. I'm sure you've subscribed to them already, but if you don't, it's well worth it. It's Ben over at Laguna Seca and Sven at Zero to Hero. All three of us have got one big thing in common. We love RaceRoom, and over the past week or so we've been discussing ways in which we can spread the word and try and get as many people involved in RaceRoom as possible. And like me, I know many of you tuned into Ben's first live stream on YouTube last week, and I think we can all agree that was a huge success. I certainly enjoyed watching the races live, and the best thing about it was actually just getting a chance to have a chat with all you guys, just talking about RaceRoom, sim racing and motorsport in general. So with that in mind, we've decided to set up a Discord server, and yeah, we'd love it if all you guys joined up. It's just going to be an informal group where we can all get together, talk about the schedule and the races coming up, what we like and what we don't like, share some tips and advice, and of course we're always open to suggestions as well about things you'd like to see on the channels. So I'll stick a link to the Discord in the description to this video, and yeah, feel free to click on it and come and join in, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. Anyway, that's the public announcement over. Now it's time to get down to the important business, the racing. And speak of the devil, there is Ben Harrison of Laguna Sim Racing, 11th on the grid, and a good second and a half faster than me. My qualifying really didn't go well at all. So I'll be starting back in 16th, and that's guaranteed to be right in the thick of things in those opening few turns. So yeah, I'm expecting it to be lively. Over to the grid. Got away really well there, but the trouble with Laguna is there's just nowhere to go. If the car in front of you doesn't make the same start as you, you've got a concrete wall to the left of you, and chances are another car to the right of you, so that was exactly the case there. I had no room to take advantage of that start, so I've just had to keep things tight. Going around this first turn. Oh, there's a couple of cars drifting out wide already. I don't think we've got enough to get in around them. They've rejoined just in the nick of time. Oh, I've got a tap as well from behind. That's the first 4 incident points in the bank. But we're through okay. Lost one position. We're in 17th, but that's not too bad. It could have been a whole lot worse in a rookie race at Laguna. Oh, there's more contact in front as well. Rob and Autobox. Rob's all over the place. He's on the inside. Now he's gone to the outside. I'm going to have a look up the inside, but I don't really fancy trying that one, so I'm just going to ease off. Got a car on the outside of me. It looks like he might have lost it. No, he's kept hold of it, but the car behind him's gone. So that's opened up a little bit of a gap behind us as we head up to the corkscrew for the first time. Right, I need to settle down through here. There's a bit of space has opened up, both in front of me and behind, so I need to get into a rhythm as quickly as possible. Looks like everyone's made it through the final turn as well. That's unusual. Normally there's at least 1 or 2 who drift out wide there into the gravel. It's usually a good opportunity to get a place or 2 back, but not this time. Oh, no, there's a crash. That's more what I was expecting. And that looks like 2 cars who've gone wide out to the right there. And another one on the inside. So we've gained 3 positions in the space of about 20 yards. And Rob's drifted a bit wide around there as well. Have we got the drive to get up the inside? I think I've got the power to have a look. We can get alongside him and hold this one. No! Rob cuts me right off. He really wasn't going to give up that position. Yeah, I said before the start of the race that I expected to be in the thick of things, starting from mid-pack, and I'm actually genuinely surprised it's taken a lap for us to see some of this sort of action. Keep your eye on the 2 cars in front of this pack to begin with. That's the first incident, and it looked like a simple case of outbraking. Meanwhile, the car on the inside goes for a space that isn't really there, gets his nose wiped and loses the front end, and look at the cars coming through. It's amazing no others joined him. Got a little bit more pace than Rob again as we go under the bridge there, but certainly not enough to contemplate making a pass on that fast left-hander. So let's just stick behind him. Maybe he'll make a mistake in the corkscrew. Oh, we're both a bit untidy going through there, but made it without any incident points. Oh, the car behind, way too close for comfort there, and he's run wide. Got a little bit of pace on Rob again, but I just couldn't get up the inside. But if I can get a good drive out of this turn, I'm right with him. Yeah, I'm in his draft. Certainly got enough pace to get alongside now. Let's make this move stick. Or is he going to squeeze me into the wall? He is going to squeeze me into the wall. He's still not going to give up this place. Right, if that's how it's going to be, I need to toughen up a bit if I'm going to get round him. Again, just shutting the door on me there. He drifted wide out of this turn the last lap, so I might be able to get up the inside if I can get on the gas early. Oh, clipped him on, a big hit. Oh, that was foolish. I lost my cool there and I got sucked into making a move that I really shouldn't have tried, and now I'm really down on power. And I whacked from behind as well. That's my fault. I'm on the racing line, so I need to let that guy by. Yeah, I've got some big damage. Oh, and there's another car behind, so I'm just going to ease off the racing line and let these guys through. Yeah, my race is over. We've got serious damage. So yeah, that was my race coming to a premature end, and I've got no one to blame but myself. The warning signs were there a previous lap when I tried this move. Rob was clearly not going to let that position go easily. And then things got even more rough down the start and finish straight. I got a really good drive out of the final turn, pulled up alongside where I thought there was enough room, but Rob just squeezes me into the wall. I was really lucky not to lose control there. I could feel the car violently shaking. In hindsight, I really should have just eased off the gas when I saw that gap between Rob and the concrete wall shrinking. But instead, my blood pressure was rising and I completely lost my cool. And ended up trying this move that was never really going to come off. And it's cost me the race. So I made it back to the pits and managed to get the suspension repaired, but with no chance of repairing the engine, I didn't think it was worth going back out on track. I was so down on power. If I was back on the circuit, I would just be a danger to the other drivers, particularly the leaders who'd be lapping me. So I decided to stay put, calm down, learn from my mistakes, and actually I finished 20th because a few drivers got disqualified or quit. And once I'd regrouped, I jumped back into qualifying for the next race, and as you can see, that went a whole lot better. A 131.4. That puts me 5th on the grid, so hopefully, if I can get off the line okay when the lights go green, I'll be far enough ahead not to get sucked into all those shenanigans in mid-pack like last time. So let's go over to the grid and see if we can right some wrongs. Well, we've got away reasonably well, so if we can, I'm just going to move to the inside, do what I can to defend this position. I don't want to lose any places and get sucked into the melee behind, although a KTM is sneaking up the inside, there's not much room. And we've lost one of the Lotuses by the looks of it. That would have been one of the Lotuses who qualified on the front row, has spun out. Just lost a position there up the inside. But we've got through those first few turns in 6th, so I'm happy with that. No damage either. And a lot further up the field than the last race. So hopefully we'll be a bit safer. Just having a half-hearted look up the inside of Ferreira there. Wasn't really contemplating the pass, but he may have seen me coming and given me space, and that would have invited a pass, but I think the drivers at the front end of this grid will be a bit too streetwise for that. Oh, and we've lost another Lotus by the looks of it, into the wall. So that's 2 of the top 4 who've crashed out within the opening lap. It must have been Ivona Henderson who we lost on the first corner, because she disappeared from the leaderboard straight away. And then that was Alejos who crashed out. So we have lost 2 of our big hitters. And well, I said that a podium wasn't on the cards, but it might be now. I don't know how much time those 2 drivers lost or whether they picked up any damage, but if they did manage to rejoin in good shape fairly quickly, they're such fast drivers, I wouldn't be surprised to see them make the time back and come past me, but we can't worry about that now. We're in a good position, we're in 5th, and we've got 4th and 3rd within touching distance. Right, let's go back and check out some highlights from that first lap, and we'll begin on the start, and that's me and the BMW on the outside, sandwiched between 2 blue Lotuses, and I got away reasonably well, and I moved to the inside just to try and defend that position. But look a bit further ahead, it is Henderson on the inside who just about gets the whole shot, but then just loses the rear. Might have been a bit of contact with the other Lotus, and yeah, she rejoins well down the order. And for me, the downside of hugging that inside line around turn 1 means that I leave a gap open there, and I did lose 1 position. But we got it back just after the corkscrew. This is the 3rd place driver, Alejos, getting it all wrong and clouting the wall pretty hard. I wouldn't be surprised if he did pick up some damage there, and yeah, he's having real trouble getting back into the race. Oh, Mohammed came up really close behind there on the exit to the corkscrew. I worried he was going to have a look down the inside. Thankfully he didn't try and make a move, because I can't see how that would have ended well. I was all set to take a defensive line into that final turn then, but Mohammed just dropped back a little bit there, so I was just about safe enough to keep on the racing line without inviting him to make a pass. Certainly when I raced here in the GT3s a few weeks ago, I kept getting done in that final turn. So I am going to try and keep my wits about me there and take that more defensive line if I've got someone close behind who's looking a bit eager. But yeah, we're looking good. Mohammed's dropped back a little bit now. We're actually closer to the 2 cars in front, I think, than we are to Mohammed now. So we're obviously getting a good pace. Tyres up to temperature. There's a bit more grip now. I can feel a bit more confident in the car. And yeah, we're just about sticking with Ferreira and Alvarez ahead. Right, Mohammed got a bit lively in the corkscrew last lap, but he's way too far behind for me to worry about it now. Although as I say that, it looks like he's taking the agricultural route through, but it has gained him time. But yeah, after looking at the replay, there was no way Mohammed was going to get this stopped in time. Look at that, he hurtles in there and goes right across the dirt. I'm surprised he didn't take off. But it did gain him some time, and it didn't look like he got a slowdown penalty for it either. Oh, I'm feeling so much more comfortable in this race compared to the race before. It makes such a difference when you can qualify that bit further up the grid. It just means that you can get away a bit sharper and keep yourself ahead and away from all the mayhem and the carnage behind. When you're right in the mix, it's so easy to get sucked into other people's battles and get taken out, or in my case in the first race, have a rush of blood to the head and get sucked into making your own mistake. But what's Mohammed going to do in the corkscrew this time? He's closing in again. Oh, and he's binned it! Mohammed's gone! He's had another absolute nightmare in the corkscrew. Yeah, a lap ago we saw Mohammed completely miss his braking point and run way wide, but this time he didn't seem to have that problem. He got it stopped in time, but just crept out onto that dirt, and I think he was carrying a bit too much momentum to keep the car straight. Let's watch it from the onboards. Thankfully, he didn't clip my rear because he wasn't that far away. And if he'd have done that, that would have been my race over as well. It's time to hear the tyres screech a bit now. It's feeling like there's less grip. Oh, we struggle into that corner and coming out of it as well. Drifted way wide there and got on the dirt. And again there. So that's 2 corners in a row we've made a mess of. And I'm looking at the gap to the driver behind. It's come down to 3 seconds. It was 5 seconds just a minute ago. We've lost 2 seconds in the space of a few corners. I certainly don't want to take that corner too fast because I've had my problems there before with that sausage curb on the inside. That can cause terminal suspension damage if you hit that one. Just need to take it easy. I'm a little bit worried about my grip levels now as I started slipping and sliding around those corners a few turns ago. What's the gap looking like? 2.5 seconds to Rutt behind. Let's get a good exit out of here. We have done, so get on the gas early. Try and build back some momentum. Oh, the gap's down to 2 seconds now, so Rutt is developing real pace, and I'm losing it. Oh, listen to the tyres screeching again as we go around turn 1. Right, I need to be a bit tighter in this corner. I don't want to make the same mistake again. We've done it this time, hit the apex, get on the gas. Careful around this one as well. On the gas nice and early. 1.9 seconds, the gap. Oh, and a big squeal around that corner as well. My grip is going. So over the course of the next couple of laps, Rutt just kept getting closer and closer. No matter what I did, he just seemed to be a few tenths quicker every lap, and he was reeling me in. I could see him getting closer and closer in my rear view. And really, it was just a race against time. Was I going to get to the finish line before Rutt got on my tail? So I'm going to jump forward to the start of the last lap, where Rutt has just got to within 1 second of me. And I've got to do everything I can to hold on to that 5th place. .8 of a second now. This is going to be close. It's got to be the last lap, so I just need to keep it tight. We've got around there okay. It's closing in again, still .8. Just got to hit every apex. Get on the gas at exactly the right time. Laguna is notoriously difficult to pass. If you stay neatly on the racing line, there's not many ways to get around, so that's what I've got to do. Or clip the inside curb just a little bit there. That might cost me a tenth or two. Well, I didn't need it. I certainly don't want to do the same again. There's a yellow flag out. What's going on? It looks like a back marker in the dirt. Don't rejoin. No, he's okay. Is he going to slow down Rutt? No, it looks like Rutt's got around him as well as we hit the corkscrew. I've got through it okay, so's Rutt. What's the gap now? 0.6. We're almost there. Looks like we might just have done enough to hold on to this 5th place. Checker flag's out. 1 turn to go. Let's just keep it steady. We've done it. We're going to hold on to that 5th place. No, we're going to be in 4th place. What's going on? I didn't even see how we gained a position there, but we've crossed the line in 4th. What a result. So I went back and looked at the replay to see if I could find out exactly what happened to give us that 4th place, and in an astonishing turn of events, the race leader Alvarez seemed to run out of fuel on the very last lap. This was him losing the lead just before the corkscrew, and he's got no power to try and fight back. At first I wondered if he'd hit one of those sausage curbs and damaged his engine, but then, as we approach the final turn, it looks like the car just runs out of juice. You can see he suddenly makes a last-ditch attempt to get into the pits, but he doesn't even make it that far. That KTM is done, and we get 4th. Amazing. So among all the excitement, what's all that done for my rating and reputation? I suspect we've managed to right the wrongs of the first race, and we have. You can see the impact that 20th place finish had on my stats. But we've repaired the damage with a really strong 4th place in a really competitive field. So yeah, really happy with that. And there's your winner, Carbonero, with a fastest lap of 1:30.7. And there's the classifieds with me in 4th. Henderson recovered from that first corner spin to get 7th. And there's Alvarez, poor old Alvarez, finishing down in 16th with a DNF after leading the race from pretty much the first corner to the last lap. So what have I learned from tonight? Well, from the first race, it's certainly don't drive aggressive. It really doesn't suit my style. I need to be smooth and I need to be steady. Cheers guys, take care.